This is Klaus Schwab, and I'm here to say you must give more of your rights away. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be not getting rid of your rights. Sorry. Although, kind of. Today we're going to be making the worst political ideology conceivable. So I really think we got to do this. So the only social responsibility. Wait, no. Okay, let's start this shit. Scientific research should be freely available to the public, rather than restricted or sold for profit. Can we make everything restricted or sold for profit? Like, that seems like really the ideal society would be. Like, a society where humans are owned. That sounds like a great society to me. I'm sure nothing wrong could ever go with that, you know? Got fire rises here in the background. I got, you know, so I'm gonna come up with an ideology that seems like it might be in fire rises. So I'm gonna say, no, scientific research should not be freely available to the public. Collection and use of personal data for advertisers. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's advantageous for consumers. Not that that's a good thing though. I'm not sure we want to be advantageous for consumers. I think we want to suck. I think we want to suck balls, ass, tits, whatever other body parts. We want to suck peni. We want to suck. Fate schools indoctrinate children. If they indoctrinate children, I'm not so sure about that. Justice should be primarily rehabilitation rather than punitive. Justice? Who said anything about justice? We're gonna have justice. Foreign-born migrants should be required to learn our language. Um, this is an interesting one because, hmm, I guess I don't really know. I'm not because like the thing about this is I kind of see both sides of this one. So really, what we should do is we should deport our own population and also deport the immigrants, so that way everyone's happy. So I'm just gonna say not sure on that one. Criminals should not have the right to vote. Criminals, you should have to be a criminal. It should be like a rite of passage in order to get the right to vote. The more crimes you commit, the more of a right, the more your vote counts. So like a mob boss would have like the greatest amount of rights to vote. So I'm actually going to say strongly disagree on that one. Acceptable for the state to censor websites that speak negatively of the government, except for LiveLeak. I think that's a violent website. Let me look that up. Oh yeah, it is. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Corporate exploitation of cheap foreign labor ultimately benefits everyone. Man, did Robert E. Lee write this? Okay. Yeah, I'd say so. A region in which secession has democratic support should be recognized as an. Holy shit, bro. This is literally Robert E. Lee. The Confederacy. Okay, I'm gonna say no unless you're talking about the Confederacy. Then I agree. My country's culture is superior to other cultures. Bro, this is all Confederate shit. Why is it all. Oh, God. I think the algorithm got infested by Robert E. Lee. It's developed a sort of Confederate nostalgia. I'm gonna have to go with strongly agree. But on the other hand, I think other cultures are pretty bad too. Like, can we say everyone sucks equally? Um, Everyone is unequal, but some are more unequal than others. I'll go with strongly agree. Seems kind of evil to say that. Religious attire should be required by law. Yes, but only if it's a hat with a picture of SpongeBob SquarePants on it. Whistleblowers who reveal crimes. No, because that's our government. It is beneficial for human labor. The thing is, though, that's going to take away our slaves, so we're not going to want to do that. However, it is going to marginalize the populace, so I'm going to say strongly agree. Genetic modification, if it's immoral, we're doing it. Wait, no. I'm going to say, if it's immoral, disagree. A society cannot derive a sense of right or wrong without religious values. Well, I'm an agnostic, and let me tell you, I got up to some things that were pretty fucking wrong last night, so agree to disagree there, I guess. Um, gonna go with strongly disagree. Illegal immigrants who are not political refugees should be deported without exception. Did Donald Trump write this? Um, I don't really care, honestly. Why do we care why do we care about our people at all? Is what I'm giving a question. Like, who even cares if you're black or white or brown or whatever? You should just die. You should just fuck off and die. Die yourself off a cliff. Commit die and commit off cliff. Commit yourself off a cliff. Commit to the action of throwing your body off a cliff. Cannabis should be decriminalized. No, because we're evil. Prostitution should be illegal. I mean, on the one hand, I think people should have the right to do it, but on the other hand, I think that people, it's disgusting. I don't like it, so I'm going to make there be prostitutes, but they can't actually do anything. So that way they don't have the right to be prostitutes, and they also there gets to be prostitutes everywhere anyway. We should prioritize the protection. Boring. Why would we protect our own planet? Mine it for resources. Send the resources to the Vogons. My country's values and culture were better. Who cares if they were better? We want them to be worse. The rich are too highly taxed. Yeah, I agree. As a secret elite, I really feel like this. As a member of the Illuminati myself, I really feel like I agree with this. So, freedom of speech, no. Why would we ever protect... Well, I guess if it's my freedom of speech. But I'm going to say disagree. Universal services or incomes. Why would we give anything out universally? We're the elites, man. We're the Illuminati. Police should be granted greater power to protect us from extremists. Depends on who you define as extremists. If you define the general populace as extremists, Keir Starmer moment right there. Publicly owned research institutions such as space programs should receive more public funding. My ass should receive more public funding. The political system should be trusted to reform itself. My ass should be trusted to reform itself. Revolution, baby. The government should never interfere with religious traditions. Well, I don't know about never. Support lowering the legal voting age, only if it helps pedophiles. Certain ethnicities, genders, or sexual orientations, specifically white people, should be given preferential treatment. Oh God, people are gonna take this out of context so fucking hard. The gender of white people. Ah, yes, that famous gender. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm gonna say strongly agree. It's always justified, really. The state should subsidize. We're not subsidizing jack. Certain social media platforms should be owned and regulated by the government. This gives China vibes. I agree with it. New technologies should be regulated to prevent the automation. And why would we minimize unemployment? Voting is pointless. Strongly agree. You're not going to get anywhere, pal. I do not care how my nation is perceived by other nations. I mean... Let's go with strongly agree. Torture, even during warfare, is morally wrong. Where's the fun in that, though? All drugs should be decriminalized. No. We don't want you having fun. My political philosophy is derived from my faith. My faith in atheism. My faith in being an agnostic. I guess that's not technically atheism. So I'm going to say strongly agree. Government officials should be selected through a democratic process. Government officials should be selected via arduous physical ordeals where they are placed in a cage with millions of tigers, lions, and bears and see who survives. And if you don't survive, well, then fuck you. You don't get to be in government. So I agree. Democratic process. Governments should not favor or discriminate against... What about discrimination, though? We want to do that. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. I mean, sounds like communism, but on the other hand, we are an elite, so we're not going to like communism. But on the other hand, communism kind of forms its own elite, so I'm going to go strongly disagree. A united world government is a goal. A united world government is a goal Klaus Schwab should strive for. Okay, yeah, definitely going to agree with this. To make compromises with your political opponents is to abandon your principles. I've already abandoned my principles I left them in a Walmart in Texas years ago, baby. Atheism should be enforced by... Yep. Yeah. Those with the ability to pay should have the option to receive better healthcare or education. Only if it makes things really difficult for everyone else who can't pay. Land should not be a commodity be bought and sold. Yeah, all I agree. All land belongs to the state. All land belongs to the Illuminati. The wealthy should be taxed of all of their income. What the fuck is this shit? We're the wealthy. We don't want that. I support the death penalty for serious criminals. How about we give free candy to serious criminals? We are serious criminals. We're the shadow government. The environment cannot accommodate the current human consumption without a reduction in consumption. This is Klaus Schwab energy right here. I'm going to agree. International connectivity facilitated by... What the fuck does this bullshit even mean? Sounds... Well, international connectivity, that sounds like maybe they mean a world government, so I'm going to agree in case that's what they mean. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Yeah, I guess. I don't care. Oh yeah, you have to pay your taxes. This is the worst part, most dystopian part of the whole video, truly. No more getting around the IRS, folks. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. I'm going to disagree just because Uncle Ted was based, and we don't like things that are based. We like things that suck. We like things that are dumb and suck. Like Taylor Swift. Currency should be abolished. How are we going to make money? Economic regulation should be tightened to more effectively... Why would you want to prevent the emergence of monopolies? Monopoly is such a fun game. Imagine having that in real life. Stereotypical gender roles are justified, but they exist due to biology. What is this? This is some woke bullshit right here. I disagree. Economic inequality is a greater issue than social inequality. Woke. This is, voting should be mandatory. Sounds woke. There should be no minimum age as employers know best with... This is literally communism. Religious values should inform law. Literally in 1894. The consumption of animal products, literally Animal Farm. My nation's political system is dysfunctional. Sort of the point. I don't know about the must be reformed part. Like, I was with you in the first part, and then you started getting a little bit of a commie, you know? Like, I'm gonna go with not sure. Oh, always acceptable for the state to authorize and conduct. All authority should be questioned. Yeah, all authority except my authority, bitch. Wealthy corporations should be prohibited. Yeah, except for me. Violent revolution is justified. Commies. The public should be directly vote on important policy decisions rather than relying on representatives. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, it means like a direct democracy, like in ancient Greece. Ancient Greece is gay. Actually, well, ancient Greece is gay. Yeah, we're definitely... We don't want people having any fun here. Politicians generally serve my interests. I mean, I'm really the only politician... Well, I guess there's the rest of the Illuminati, but nobody cares about them. Foreign-born migrants should not have the right to vote. Why are there migrants coming to my country? Why aren't... My country, if people want to come to my country, if they want to immigrate here, that's a sign it's not dystopian enough. That's a real problem. There should not be any immigrants. There should only be emigrants. So I'm going to say, I disagree with you in principle there, bub. Revolution, there's other ways. Military service should be mandatory. Yeah, it leads to more people dying, so I guess. Other people other than me. It also gives us oil wealth, so... Intentional wealth redistribution programs should be implemented to mitigate global inequality. Depends, whose inequality are we talking about here? Is it our inequality, or is it the people's inequality? Strongly disagree. Due to ethical concerns, abortion should be restricted in most... Do I care? Do I give a shit? How about aborting humans when they're still alive? How about that kind of abortion, baby? You're not going far enough. Honestly, why do I even care about killing fetuses? You could kill humans. How about that? My national identity is important to me. Nah, the world government trumps all. A carbon tax should be implemented to encourage the free market to minimize greenhouse emissions. I almost fell asleep during that. That was so boring. Elections should be publicly funded to represent. Yeah, but what about corruption? Should I open the borders? Open borders. Klaus Schwab. Um, welfare programs that sometimes benefit those too lazy to work. We're too lazy. I'm too lazy to work. I don't know about that. Sacrifices to living standards should be made. Depends how bad these sacrifices to living standards are. Are you gonna eat the bugs? That sounds pretty good to me, as long as I don't have to eat them. Abortion should be. Why do they care so much about abortion? They care so much about abortion. They don't care about the Illuminati, which is what we are. So I really don't think the Illuminati cares that much about you being able to abort your children. I think they care more about world domination, baby. I don't care. Where's the option? Where's the I don't care button? I guess this one is close enough. My nation should topple. Hell yeah. Essential No, they should be owned by me, dipshit. People should not. Yeah. Government surveillance all the way. No. Never acceptable for protesters to break the law. Breaking the law is amazing. Intellectual property. Again, I almost fell asleep. What the fuck is this anarcho-capitalist libertarian bullshit? All taxes should be abolished. Libertarians, man. My nation should not be dependent on other nations for resources. I don't care. Free access to the internet. Fuck no. Diplomacy. No, we're just gonna invade everyone. The government is trustworthy. Yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Violent revolution is sometimes justified. Well, depends how violent it is, I guess. Nuclear energy production should be phased out due to environmental or health risks. Like, if they're more violent than us, I think they can succeed us. But realistically, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be capable of that. Nuclear energy production should be phased out due to environmental or health risks. I don't even know what that means, baby. I'm too tired to think about it. Corporations, yeah, we can be trusted. The elites can be trusted to operate ethically. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Nobody chooses their country of birth. Yep, yep. Globalism, yep, yep. United World Klaus Schwab government. Basic needs for survival. Okay, Marxist commies. Radical ideas can be... I don't know about that, man. Person's gender identity may be different to their biological sex. I don't care. Why does that matter? I'd rather be ruled by a dictator. I would rather be dictator. I would rather be a dictator. I don't really know if is this ruled by that's the issue here. So I'm gonna say. I guess it's slightly better than an elected leader. So you know. Party. I cannot vote. Where's American Nazi Party? Let's think. What is the worst party you can put? I'm gonna think of the actual worst party I can think of. It's probably gonna be something in France. La France Insoumise! I don't know what that ideology even is. But it's French, so it's bad. So let's choose a bunch of incoherent bullshit. We are a left-wing neoliberal. Already doesn't make any sense. Centrist, conservative, neoconservative, traditionalist, progressive libertarian. We're a populist and nationalist, a social democrat and a democratic socialist, but then we're a communist and a capitalist and an anarchist. We're a fascist and an anti-fascist and a monarchist. We are a feminist, we are a radical Marxist, but we are an internationalist. Remember when we said we're a nationalist? Well, we're also an internationalist somehow. Don't ask me how that's possible. Environmentalist. Well, I don't know about that. Maoist, corporatist, centralist, decentralist. D's nuts. Okay. My age is... I'm 13. I'm 13 and I'm from Chad. That explains why I speak French, mon ami. Education, none. Ethnicity, I'm a black African American. No, I'm a white, um, I'm a mayonnaise monkey. So then religion. Okay. Other. Yeah, other. Worship of Satan count as a religion? I'm from Chad, by the way. Okay. The hell is this? Closest match is society. Neoconservative populist moderate. Okay. Yeah, this isn't gonna actually tell us what awful ideology we've just created. So maybe we'll use the other simpler political compass test. Alright, let's do this one first. We're gonna take the test. Blah, blah, blah. Let's do English. We might as well. Nah, man, transnational corporations all the way. I'd always. What about cisnational corporations? Where do those go? I'd always support my country, whether it was. Let's say so. Via the superior race. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't know. Military action. Yeah. Skibbity bop. I just said skibbity. People are ultimately, yeah, I don't care. Controlling I'm just gonna pick random answers and see what this does. Yabadaya skibbity skibbity dibbity ba. I said skibbity again. Yibbity bitty 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 bee bada bitty bop bitty bee up bop bop. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not even looking at what I'm clicking on. Imagine one of these questions is like, okay, you think that Adolf Hitler should eat babies in your house? There's got to be some really fucked up shit I'm agreeing with here. I don't know what it is though. Do you think Adolf Hitler should be allowed to behead kittens in your house, and in front of your children at school? Somehow he's in two places at once. Do you think that we should teach Hitler beheading kittens in schools? Oh, top 15 most beautiful women in the world. Yeah, I don't care. Finally, a look at sex. Ooh, baby, this is the exciting part. Choosing random answers. Choosing random answers. Choosing random. I'm a centrist. As you can all see, I'm a center-right I'm a center-right authoritarian. Now let's do this. Let's take this political quiz. This is the last one I'm taking. What the fuck is this shit? Okay. Governments should not... I didn't even see any of that that I just clicked on. I just chose it randomly, completely at random. See what ideology we've cooked up here. Wow, even the computer doesn't even want to show us. They're like, God damn, dude, what the hell is this? I'm breaking down the computer. That's just how awful my ideology is.